Hello guys, let me tell you about Flake. Flake is a marketplace where you can monetize your agents and assistants. So for example, we have a realistic image generator assistant. Uh, from a user perspective, we understand that we will pay $1 for a job, for example, and we need to provide several inputs. So for example, we need a input as a billboard with eat more chicken, and I would like it to be landscape. And also I can select the trigger when this agent will run. So it can be a Telegram message, it can be a submit button or a webhook. So let's say it will be a submit button. So let me start our here automation and click on get to work. And our automation begins. So Webhook receives that data on our end. There's a request to OpenAI, then there is a request to Flux, and once the image is generated, there is a request back to Flake with a job complete query. And so let's see here. We have eat more chicken image generated. And so this automation was successful. The person get charged $1 and you have your money added to your balance as a agent creator. So let's see, when you publish an agent, information needs to be provided. So we have a title, you have a description, obvious, then you want a price. For example, it will be $1 or 1 credit per run, or you can let person hire your agent. So for example, for $99 a month or 1 month, person can have unlimited runs, for example. Here's a webhook, is where this automation will be sent on your end. It can be your own server, make any webhook. And you also select yourself what triggers can be used for this automation. So here we have submit button, Telegram message, or a webhook. And then the most important thing is that we need inputs and outputs. So for this automation, we need you yourself decide which inputs should be sent to you. So it will be prompt, and it would be image aspect ratio. Here's the select options. And as an output, you will provide us with an image. You select the slug yourself, and the type, it will be image URL. That's pretty much it. The rest can be just for marketing purposes, more images, gallery, description, things like that. So this is what needed to publish an agent. On the side of an agent, you have here receiving webhook. So once this webhook arrives, the information, so you have a job ID that you were assigned, and you have our prompt, which is text, and an aspect ratio 16:9. So you can take this information and run your automation whatever way is needed. And then once it's finalized, you need to send to Flake the job complete information. So here you send a header with Flake job ID. By this, we see that you are authorized to fulfill this job, and to finalize it, you need to use your Flake credentials with header authorization. And then in the body, you need to send us a certain result, which is an image, which you will send us the result of this job. So once this is completed, you'll receive a message that job updated and credits transferred successfully. It means you got paid for it. If there was an error on your end, you need to send us an error message, which is to the same endpoint, just the format is success false and result error, and explain what the error was about. So this is the basic information for each automation that you can use. There can also be more complicated automations. Let me show you. For example, we have an agent that is talk to your Notion. So me as a user, I have integrations, and I can integrate my Google Suite. I can integrate my Telegram, my Notion account here is integrated, my Amazon Seller Central, and all the different software that we'll always be adding. So for example, I integrated my Notion with the API key. Also, the second thing we have is knowledge. So for example, me as a user, I have here company contacts, I have information about my company, anything I can add knowledge, and it will be vectorized and stored on our end. So yeah, this is the information needed. You can add files or text here. So if you have an agent that talks to my Notion, I go to it, and I, as a user, I say, what is in my journal? And I select my Notion account, and I say submit button. Here, let me talk to my Notion. I say test workflow. And so here I say get to work. Agent was started. And so when I see the job is processing, first he queries all the databases on my Notion, and then he chooses the one where information is relevant and queries that. But here in our webhook, we also receive a Notion account with that it's a tool, and its account ID is this. This is used to query this user's particular Notion database. And so here, when we go to get a particular database, so we do a certain endpoint, which is called a tool call, with your credentials, with job ID, and with a tool ID, tool slug, and account ID, you pass to us this information that you received in the incoming webhook. We authorize you that you are allowed to perform this job, and you tell us which query to make. What's the method, endpoint, headers, here, headers, query, and body. And so we will take this query, authorize you, make the query to Notion, get the information, and we'll return you the response. So this would be the response, and you can then deal with it as you're pleased. Once your automation is complete, you also send the job complete hook to Flake. We will give you in a description to this video, you will receive the API documentation. You'll also, I'll upload this sample 10 templates and make.com blueprints. It should be pretty self-explanatory. So even more complicated agents can be created. So for example, we have an agent that uses knowledge. Here, Telegram chat about your company. So this agent, it uses knowledge. So for example, company contacts information and a calendar as a tool. And I can select to use the test one bot. So here I have my triggers, and this agent is a bit more complicated. So it uses calendar, it uses email, it uses company information. And so all those information can be, tools can be used by one template, but many users can reuse it. So if you have any questions, concerns, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to onboard you and show you more about Flake. Thank you very much.